What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Team Member Perspective podcast show. I'm your host, Coulter, and what a couple weeks, guys. I had the opportunity to go to Colorado Springs and spend some time with a study group out there. So there's a handful of agents, handful of team members, and that was a great event put on by a new agent. Drew, shout out to you. You are crushing it in your first year of agency. Honestly, super incredible stuff. Guys, he knows what he's doing. Good stuff. So Drew, if you're listening to this, shout out to you, man. What an incredible event you threw. And honestly, what an exceptional year you've had. I can't wait to see what you guys do year 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 going forward. Guys, yeah, that event was awesome. Colorado Springs. And, I was fortunate enough to have been asked to come out and present, talk about goals, talk about agency culture and the importance of the culture in agency, but also share some specific strategies and plays that will allow us to write more financial services. And as you guys know, that is the center of the team member perspective. Our goal is that the agencies that we work with travel or get to that next level of travel, and that the team members write more life insurance, write more health insurance products so they can make more money. Because guys, in my 6 years of being a team member, I made a lot of money being able to sell financial services. It changed my life. And so what we want for you team members is to learn what's already working for team members across the country and just be around winners, be around people that are writing 15 life apps a month consistently and be able to compete with different team members across the country. Guys, it's been absolutely incredible. But our main goal is that you travel or you get to that next level of travel, but do it through the team members. And team members, you're going to make more money than you ever have. Your life is going to change. An overlooked benefit of being able to sell financial services is being fulfilled. You're going to start to enjoy your position more because of the money that you're making and because of the impact that you're having with your customers. So come join us if you are interested and you want to learn more about what we do and how we accomplish that goal of helping agencies travel. Send us a message, connect with us, and we will get back to you as soon as we can. So guys, in today's episode, I want to cover one simple principle that has changed my life. That's how we're going to approach this. I'm not going to say what you guys need to do because there's no use in doing that. I'm just going to tell you what I've done and what I've realized over the last few months of my life. And it's a simple principle of doing what you say you're going to do, keeping promises to yourself, walking the walk, being a man, being a woman of your word. If you say you're going to do something, do it. I've seen far too often over the last few weeks with different team members and different agents that have made a commitment to me, haven't followed through with that. And I don't feel any type of way towards them. It can become exhausting with the people that you're working with, right? And this goes down to as simple as if you say you're going to call a customer back, call them. If you say that you're going to, eat healthier, eat healthier. If you say that you're going to go start going to the gym more, start going to the gym more. We need more of people that are willing to walk the walk and not just talk the talk. But I want to dive a little bit deeper on the importance of doing this because I think it's sounds so cliche, like we hear it all the time, but I want to hopefully bring insight and look at this from a different angle that many of you maybe are not thinking. So over the last few years of my life, I've made investments in different coaching programs for myself, from helping me run my business to developing more of a winning mindset, more of an abundance mindset. And so in one of the courses that I purchased, I'm learning about NLP, neuro linguistic programming, how your subconscious mind and your conscious mind affect reality and the results that you get. And so I want you to think about this. Every time that you say something, you say that you're going to do something and you don't follow through, think about what that is telling your subconscious mind, right? Oh, yeah, I'm going to start going to the gym 5 days a week. And you maybe start for a week, 2 weeks, but then it fizzles out. I'm going to role play. I'm going to role play every day for at least 10 minutes. Maybe you start for a couple weeks, but then it fizzles out. Maybe don't even start at all. Oh, I'm going to call you back, customer. You don't actually call them. Oh, I am going to write 100 life insurance applications next year. The end of next year rolls around and you don't actually write 100 life apps. When I get home, I'm going to take Griff, my son, I'm going to take him to the park. I get home, I get caught up with other things and I don't make time and actually don't take my son to the park. You say that you're going to do these things, but you don't actually follow through with them. What starts to happen is your subconscious mind will pick up on the fact that you actually, when you say something, it actually doesn't mean anything, right? There's no power, there's no weight in what you say because you don't actually follow through with those things. It's an interesting concept and one that I truly feel is overlooked and isn't being taught, but it's something I've learned and I've started to see in my life over the last year that I've just been more conscious. When I say that I'm going to do something, that I actually follow through and do it. Right? Am I perfect at it? No. Has it helped me achieve more and better relationships with people? Absolutely. And I think that in and of itself, guys, like if you can just get better and become trusted. I mean, we talk about becoming a trusted advisor all the time. Well, I can tell you one way that you're not going to be is by saying you're going to do something and not actually doing it. If you want to become a trusted advisor, you need to start to be a man or woman of your word. And down to the little things, guys. If you say that you are going to wake up tomorrow morning at 6:30 and you are going to go for a walk, even down to that simple. If you say that you're going to do it and you don't do it, guys, that's the spiral you're going to fall down into that the majority of society is in. And what happens with that? Like I said, there is no power in your words. And there's no power in getting your subconscious mind to help you towards your goals. There's no power in your customers actually finding out that they trust you because you're not following through with your word. If you say something, if you say you're going to do something, just do it, or at least strive to do it. But guys, I'm telling you, as I've done that and as I've made that more of a focus, more of a priority for me over the last few months, I have noticed an incredible difference. And the main thing I've noticed a difference with is my confidence, right? There's something to say that when I say I'm going to do this, the action is always going to be there, right? Because there's power. There's power in calling your shot. I remember being a team member, and it was my third year that my first 2 years, 2018, 2019, I was talking to everybody I possibly could about life insurance. I wasn't writing policies. It was a very frustrating time for me because I knew how to sell. I knew how to overcome objections. I had that foundation and my activity was there. Like I said, one thing if I wanted to sell this life insurance, but I wasn't having conversations, like I get that. I was having a lot of conversations. It was rare for an opportunity to not be taken advantage of with me, right? Because I was hungry. I had urgency and I wanted to make a name for myself. First 2 years, wrote 10 life apps. It wasn't until my third year that things changed for me. I wrote 123 life apps. But I remember being in a team meeting. It was like the first of the following year. My agent at the time, Tyson, he, in front of everybody, he congratulates me and he recognizes me in front of the group of the accomplishment that I had made. I was the top life producer in the state of Utah, which was awesome. And mind you guys, I just pulled up my affirmations that I was doing in 2020, the year that I wrote 123 life apps. And in February, just before I even started to learn how to sell life insurance, I remember getting into the Miracle Morning book by Hal Elrod. And he talks about the 6 savers, 6 things that he does every single morning to basically set the tone for the day, get him thinking the way that he wanted to be thinking. And so I remember applying what he was teaching in that book. And I spent some time and developed some affirmations for myself based on what I wanted, the person that I wanted to become. But I also set out some manifestations for myself. And the ones that I remember putting, one of them was, I'm going to be the best life insurance salesman in the state of Utah. So I told myself that. Guess what happened? I was a top life insurance salesperson in the state of Utah in 2020. Okay. And I remember that experience, guys. That gave me a lot of confidence, knowing that I had told myself, I told the universe, I'm going to be the best life insurance salesman in the state of Utah. I told myself that every single morning. That's what I was thinking about. That was my goal. And then I took massive action every single day. And guess what happened? I did it. I built a lot of confidence just from having that experience where I said I was going to do something and I did it. And it was something that, guys, it kind of left a pit in your stomach when you'd say that every single morning. It wasn't like it was comfortable and it was, a field of roses, super easy for me to do. Guys, it was uncomfortable because I think deep down, all of us want to be a man or a woman of our word. Right? If we say we're going to do something, we truly, I feel, we do want to follow through with that, right? But I think sometimes we just get a little complacent. We justify, oh, it's okay, I'll get it next time. But guys, like I said, that is a downward spiral. Okay. Another thing that I remember telling So in that meeting, right, I just wrote 123 life apps. Tyson, my agent, is celebrating. He's recognizing me. And I remember he asked me a question, right? He asked me, Coulter, like, good job. Like you crushed it. You're number one in Utah. You have anything to say? So he kind of gave me the mic. And I remember, I don't know how I feel about the way I did this, but I did it. But again, I'm going to tell you what I learned from this. But I remember telling what I said to that question, like, do you have anything to say? Like, what do you have to say? I remember saying, I'm going to double it this year. I'm going to double it this year. That's what I told him. I'm going to double it. And I remember thinking, like, what the freak did I just say? Because I could started to kind of understand that concept of, like, if you say you're going to do something, do it, and you're going to build momentum for yourself and just accomplish more than you would otherwise. And so, and build that confidence, right? And so it was starting to become something that, like, when I said something, I really meant it, and I wasn't just saying it just to say it. But when I said this, I kind of rattled off, oh, I'm going to double it this year. I remember immediately almost regretting it, right? Like, oh my gosh, what did I just freaking commit to? Because that's how I felt. Like, I just committed to this. Because guys, if you were to place yourself in my mind in 2019, the last year I wrote 10 life apps, and if you were to tell me at that time in my life that in 2020, so the next year, I was going to write 123, I would have been in shock. I would not have known what to say, but I'd have been okay with that. I'd say, let's go. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but let's do it. And again, in that meeting, right after I said, oh, I'm going to double it this next year, if you were to tell me that in 2021, you would write 231 life apps, not quite double it, but come close, I would have been in shock, right? Because again, at that time, my mind was only expanded to the 123 life app mind. Like that was what I had to go off of, right? That was my experience. That was the proof. Like, okay, Coulter, like I know I can do 123 again, 231. I bring this up, and again, we're gonna bring it home with, if you say you're gonna do something, then do it. Follow through. Be a man or woman of your word. There is so much power that comes from that, right? We talk about taking control of our life, taking control of our production in the agency, of our situation. Well, this is one of the first things that you need to get good at. Is if you say you're going to do something, then do it. I've seen how it's totally helped me in a lot of places in my life, and it feels good. It feels good to be a man of my word. It feels good to know that, hey, if I want to hit a goal and I say that I'm going to hit that goal, it feels good to know that I have all this proof, knowing that when I've said something in the past, I've actually followed through, I've actually hit the goal. And so it gives me a starting point. It gives me some momentum with all these new goals that I'm setting for myself. Last thing I'll say, this is kind of off topic, but on topic. Be okay with feeling uncomfortable with the goals that you set out for yourself. Be okay with feeling uncomfortable with saying that you're going to do something when you don't 100% know if you're going to be able to do it. Be okay with that. And then just commit to the process. Then just commit to your action, your daily action. Set the goals, forget about them, but then set out into your process and set out to doing what you know you need to do every single day to get there. Knowing what you need to do to get there, that's a conversation for another time. But if you can get clear and get better, right? When you say you're going to do something, actually following through and doing it, you're going to experience exactly what I've experienced. And that confidence and what you're able to accomplish from that as it builds. And it's something that's changed my life. And I hope it can help you in yours. So appreciate you guys. We will catch you in the next episode.